Wow, good morning. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here, and we've got a team of students with us, including somebody from our facilities department. We're going to be doing a presentation later on this afternoon on effective waste management. I hope you can come and join us. I'd just like to thank you very much to the WildCenter, and especially to Jen Kretzer, for giving me the opportunity to speak with you today about Paul Smith College and our sort of sustainability initiative and our efforts to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. So first off, how many of you have actually been to our campus? Raise your hand if you've been to Paul Smith College. Oh, great. Lovely. Many of you have. Wonderful. So just a couple of facts and figures and information for those of you who haven't been to our campus. We're located in Paul Smith, New York, on the lake, on the lake edge of St. Regis Lake. There we go. And we own about 14,200 acres. We have a variety of majors, including culinary arts, fish and wildlife, natural resources, sustainability is a brand new program. And we're also, of course, known for our forestry program. We have about 1,000 students, so we're relatively small with 70 faculty and staff. Commitment. We have a long history of sort of environmental stewardship, both in our academic programs, but in our day-to-day operations. It's even a part of our mission statement. Our president, Dr. John Mills, once said, as the College of the Adirondacks, it is important that we take the extra steps necessary to protect the place we call home. We want to be a leader when it comes to reducing our environmental footprint and making sure that what we do today makes sense for tomorrow. That's a beautiful shot from our campus. Staff and organizations. So as many of you know, in order to sort of fulfill the goals of any sort of sustainability initiative or climate action plan, it takes input from a variety of people on campus from all levels. So some staff and organizations on our campus that are sort of been charged with this are the Sustainability Council. Our council was designed 3 years ago. It's made up of 3 faculty, 3 students, and somewhere between 3 to 5 students, 3 faculty, and 3 staff. I'm the AmeriCorps Sustainability Coordinator. I just started about a month ago. It's a relatively new position. I'll talk a little bit more about how my position came to fruition, but also what sort of I'm going to be doing in the next couple of years. Sustainability assistants, we have 2 student staff members. They're work study positions. We have one who's a sort of a recycling and composting coordinator, and then we have one who also works on our campus garden. And we also have the Students for Environmental Action, which is our environmental club on campus. So the President's Climate Commitment. In April of 2007, we became the 70th signatory for the American Universities and Colleges President's Climate Commitment. And our Climate Action Plan was first written in July of 2009. Thomas Huber, who you can see here, went to the first Youth Climate Summit. He wrote our Climate Action Plan and has really been our sort of unofficial sustainability coordinator for the last 5 years. He wrote in our Climate Action Plan, we strive to make our campus carbon neutral through resource conservation, the use of renewable sources of energy to power and heat our campus, the installation of energy-efficient technology, and the adoption of energy management's best practices. Sustainability Climate Action Plan. There are pretty much 4 main sections to our Climate Action Plan: greenhouse gas emissions inventory, emissions reduction measures, carbon offset options, and an implementation plan and timetable. The area that I'm going to mostly focus on in this presentation today is just on emissions reductions measures. If you have any questions at all, though, please feel free to ask me or contact Thomas Huber at the institution. We'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions or help you with your Climate Action Plan. So Climate Action Plan recommendations. There were many recommendations made in our Climate Action Plan. These are just some of the 5 main areas that we focused on: energy management, waste management, transportation, purchasing and procurement, and sustainability programming and administration. Like I said, I'm going to talk most about sort of our energy reduction measures, so all those that are listed on energy management. AmeriCorps Sustainability Coordinator. So what's the AmeriCorps part about? My position is actually funded through AmeriCorps for the Adirondacks. Like I said, it's a relatively new program. They have about 13 positions throughout the Adirondacks. My position is to coordinate and manage workshops and programs on campus within the surrounding community, which educate and promote sustainability, redesign and maintain the campus's sustainability webpage, promote the college's climate action plan, and also develop, promote, and maintain efficient waste management practices and composting recycling programs. Speaking of programming, next Monday we're having a premiere of the film Small Farm Rising. I'm not sure if any of you had a chance to see this. It's a wonderful documentary. It talks about Essex Farm, talks about Asgard Farm and actually Fledgling Crow. It's a beautiful one-hour documentary. So 7 p.m. at our library on November 14th. We're lucky enough to have Ian and Lucas from Fledgling Crow come and actually speak about their experiences of farming in the North Country. So I hope you can all make it. There will also be lots of goat cheese, so come and enjoy. Goat cheese and, young farmers, it should be fun. Okay, so climate action plan. Emissions reduction measures. So what are we doing? We talked a lot about what are those big ticket items that are up there. One of the biggest things that we've done as an institution is Johnson Controls Energy Management System. So they've actually come through our campus. We had this company come through and take a look and sort of see what we could do to kind of trim the fat on a lot of our emissions and a lot of our buildings. What can we do to make things run more efficiently in our existing structures? A lot of the things that they came up with were little things, but they added up. They really definitely added up to making a big improvement in our greenhouse gas emissions. So building and lighting retrofits. We changed almost 5,000 light fixtures and controls across campus. Weatherization, installing weather stripping and insulation around windows and doors. Almost the same thing that you would do in your homes to get ready for winter. You kind of put plastic up, just make sure that you get all those little tiny holes filled in. Integrated building management system. This is huge. Our buildings have been a sort of an issue in the last probably at least 10 years or so because every, one room students complain is too hot, so they open the window, and then down the hall they're too cold, so they kind of try and do funny things to the heat temperature gauge to make sure that it'll be a little warmer in their room. Well, now everything is going to be functioning off of one system, and we'll be set at 65 degrees. We know this won't make everybody happy because somebody will still think it's too cold or too hot, but at least we'll know that we can actually regulate the energy systems across campus and our temperature. So 65 degrees everywhere on campus, that's our magic number. The impact that this has had on our greenhouse gas emissions. The facilities improvements measures will reduce greenhouse gas emissions from building on campus by 22%. That's huge. It's equivalent to 1,000 tons of carbon dioxide and 2,300 barrels of oil each year. The cost savings. We are an institution, and we do want to look at the bottom line. Project cost us just over $2 million, but it's going to save us $4.6 million over the next 15 years. That's going to be a full piggy bank. LEED certified buildings. All new buildings on campus will be LEED certified silver or higher. We've got 2 LEED certified buildings. Well, one definitely LEED certified, the one we expect to be fully certified in the next few months. The first one was the Countess Eliza Spalding Pelosing Environmental Science and Education Center. The other building that we have is the Overlook Residence Hall. Both of these buildings have geothermal heating and cooling systems, high-efficiency 2-stage pumps to optimize geothermal source, and building insulation with rigid exterior insulation, high-density closed-cell spray foam in the walls and attic, and blown cellulose in the attic floor. So it's everything that we could possibly do to make that building as tight as possible we've done. This is the Overlook Residence Hall, which just opened this fall. It's got permeable asphalt pavement, bicycle storage structures, indigenous landscapes plantings, high-efficiency vehicle designated parking, just like you've got here at the WildCenter. I love parking there. High-efficiency lighting and lighting controls, and direct digital control energy management system, the same one I was talking about earlier where I said everything is 65 degrees. This is Overlook. It's definitely one of the preferred places to live on our campus. It's a really beautiful dorm, and it sits right up on a hill, hence why it's called Overlook. Renewable energy credits. We've been purchasing renewable energy credits to offset our electricity use since 2007. We recently just started purchasing enough credits to offset 100% of our electricity use. So we're really excited about that. That comes from Renewable Choice Energy. So I mentioned again about big ticket items. One thing that we're aware of is that we're really going to reach climate neutrality by 2026, that we've got to take care of our heating and cooling systems. We've got to find an alternative way besides fossil fuel in order to do that. We've gone through several ideas and sort of are continuing to explore. And in 2009, when our first climate action plan was developed, we were considering biomass. And we did have a biomass feasibility study, and we came actually pretty close to implementing a system, but in the end it just wasn't going to be cost-effective for us to do so. It would also require tearing up our entire campus, and there were some issues with having numerous outlier buildings. The second option that we looked at was smaller wood pellet stoves installed in each of our individual buildings on campus, but that again would require extensive construction, and we'd have to hire a great deal of staff to maintain. Our third option, which we are considering sort of exploring at the moment, is the possibility of a biomass methanol producing plant. This is brand new technology. You know, we are still learning about it as an institution. We are just in the exploratory phase. But what I'm showing is that we understand that this is a big ticket item that we're going to have to really take care of if we're going to achieve our goals. And we are taking that into consideration and exploring different options. Waste management at Paul Smith College is currently, we are zero sort recycling. If you come to our waste management session this afternoon, you'll see some of the issues we had when we did a switch, and some of the educational initiatives we're going to put forth this spring to kind of make it easier for our students. But we're really excited with our waste management program and zero sort recycling from Casella. Composting. So we are in the process of building a 3-bin compost system, but at the moment, a lot of our kitchen waste from the dining hall goes to pigs in the area, and then also there will be a pig farm in Rainbow Lake that will start taking all of the waste from our culinary department. If you can imagine, our culinary students do generate quite a bit of food waste, but it's beautiful food waste, it's untouched, and I'm sure that we'll have some very happy pigs in Rainbow Lake come this year. This picture down here, actually the gentleman below is Benji. He was one of our sustainability assistants last year. These are his pigs, which he fed from the dining hall. And then my pigs are up in the corner, who we're going to be feeding. We keep feeding the dining hall waste currently. I love them. Okay. So the Campus Sustainability Fund, I helped start the Campus Sustainability Fund 3 years ago at Paul Smith College. $25 from every student's tuition is donated to a large fund that they can then apply for sustainability projects. Some of the ones that have already been put through is a paper cut system that will be installed this spring, which will allow us to reduce our paper use and track it better across campus. That compost bin was actually put in as well for the application went in for that one. We have a recycling machine on campus, and there's a whole host of other projects. We had more proposals than funding this year, which was amazing, including one for a large solar panel to go on the library, and we're really excited about a potential possible greenhouse, and also rebidding all of our campus for recycling bins. Gould's Garden, we do have a community garden. It was started by Tom Huber. He's really built it up over the last 5 years, mostly with funds from the Campus Sustainability Fund. There's a community garden, like I said, aspect of it. The culinary students have also started planting in the garden, and they used a lot of the produce that came out this fall and harvested in our on-campus restaurant. That picture there is a picture of Sarah Vella on the corner with 2 of the chefs from our St. Regis restaurant. She's our garden assistant, and we're excited to have her here this fall as well. Workshops and programs. We had a sustainability month last year that was put on by the library. And actually, I saw Kristen and Mark Kimball speak here last year at the Youth Climate Summit, and they were amazing. So we had them come on campus, and it was a really well-attended program. We also do lost art workshops for home brewing, soap making, cheese, and we've also, of course, got the Adirondack Mushroom Club, which has been hugely successful. Earth Day 2011, Larry Montague, who's actually here today, he put together a wonderful Earth Day the night before. He had a John Muir birthday party, which was a great success. We also did a campus cleanup. We had an Earth Fair, and there's a whole host of other activities, and we're really excited to get started for this year's Earth Day. JUNK-A-RAMA and Trade-A-Plooza, much like with Tupper Lake was saying, at the end of the year there's a big clean out, except for lockers, they're dorm rooms, so we try to make sure that most of that really perfectly good clothes or furniture or things like that end up at local thrift stores or in the hands of our local community members instead of in our garbage can. So we look forward to doing that at the end of the year every year as well. Like I've said, if you've got any more questions or would like any more information about our sustainability initiative, feel free to contact me. You can also check out our website. It is in the process of being sort of rebuilt, but definitely take a look, and all the basic information is there. So thank you very much.